Grateful you could stay on. I am Pius Kujubaka. Looking at our stories, Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, says the central bank has reduced its intervention in the foreign exchange market as part of efforts to sustain the stability of the cedi. Speaking during the governance talk series at the International Monetary Fund in Washington, D.C., Dr. Isiama explained that the bank's current interventions are more targeted and strategic, aimed at preserving reserves while maintaining market confidence.
About whether we were, intervening in the markets, but that was not exactly the case. Remember, between the second and the third quarter, we had to do a number of lumpy payments. There were all these large, arrears in payments to some of the IPPs. These were billions of US dollars. And then also, we also had some of the, domestic debt affected bondholders that wanted to, exit. They felt that because the currency had appreciated, it was the right time, to take up their investments. We had to allow them to go. And so we did a lot of lumpy payments between July and August, thereabout. And so you might have seen some bit of that. Now remember, because all these inflows accrue to the central bank, and it was happening at the time when we saw some decline in remittance inflows. Remittance inflows is another huge source of FX injection. You are looking at over $6 billion US dollars per year in remittance inflows. However, immediately after the currency appreciated, we saw a decline, and so in the mix of that, the central bank needed to step in, meet all those lumpy payments. The interbank market, FX market, had dried up during that time, and so central bank needed to provide that support. But I'm happy to say that the interbank FX market has come back.
Finance Minister Dr. Tuforsen has reaffirmed government's commitment to fiscal discipline, stating that Ghana's economic recovery remains on track. He gave the assurance during a meeting with investors in Washington, D.C., held on the sidelines of the IMF World Bank meetings.
With the program outlook, the outlook looks very good. We have enshrined into law a number of structural reforms that will ensure predictability, and I believe that Ghana is on track not to reverse the gains that we have made. In conclusion, I want to say that Ghana is on a measurable recovery path, reflecting in the number of things that we are seeing. We are seeing stronger macroeconomic fundamentals. We are seeing our debt levels declining fast. Growth is projected to rebound strongly in the last quarter, driven largely by the private sector and the rest sector. Inflation is expected to ease and remain single-digit by end year, maybe do better by next year. We are on course to achieve our 1.5% of GDP primary surplus by end year.
Meanwhile, Managing Director of the IMF, Kristalina Georgieva, has charged Ghana and other developing countries to do more in the area of revenue mobilization in the face of global economic uncertainty. Joy Yafe reports.
Addressing the media in Washington, D.C., the Managing Director of the IMF, Kristalina Georgieva, noted that dealing with this revenue challenge could go a long way to help countries like Ghana.
Global growth has held fairly steady and is projected to slow from 3.3% last year to 3.2% this year and 3.1% in 2026. That's better than we feared, better than we projected 6 months ago. Many countries, especially emerging markets, we have a chapter on emerging markets policy fundamentals, have pursued sound policies. They have strengthened their institutions. They have strengthened their frameworks. This investment is paying off, and if I may say, stay the course.
She also made a strong case for countries like Ghana to support the private sector as a way of helping withstand the global uncertainties and shocks.
We know private sector handles uncertainty better. So unlock private sector growth for economies to deliver more jobs and better livelihoods. For the private sector to thrive, countries must push ahead with broad and ambitious domestic reforms. I have encouraged our members to embrace a regulatory house cleaning to help foster innovation and entrepreneurship. And I urge them to keep trade as an engine of growth. This can only be accomplished, though, when the basic building blocks of private enterprise are in place.
On artificial intelligence, this is what the managing director had to say.
The AI investment boom is bringing incredible optimism, mostly concentrated in the United States. When we look at the distribution of AI investments, the US stands very tall, and then come the rest of the world. What it drives here is also recognizing that there are two things for AI to work. One, energy. How that can be secured on the scale that is necessary. When we look at the demand for energy for AI, it is equivalent of half of the energy consumption of the United States. It's really big. And the second one is how would then AI penetrate the rest of the economy? How would it transform sectors? Because AI would be valuable only if it makes a major contribution to productivity and growth. We have done our assessment. Our view at this point is that indeed, AI will contribute to growth somewhere between 0.1 and 0.8%. This is significant. Remember, we are stuck in this around 3% growth right now. And if we were to extract that kind of boost of growth, that would be very significant for the world.
The managing director of the IMF was, however, optimistic that despite the expected headwinds, countries like Ghana and other emerging markets have put in place the right structures to help withstand the shocks. From the headquarters 1 in Washington, D.C., this is George Affe reporting for Joy Business.
To have a broader conversation on the back of these issues highlighted at the IMF World Bank meetings, joining us via Zoom is a senior finance lecturer at the University of Cape Coast, Seriam Kawo. Dr. Seriam Kawo, grateful you could make time to stay on with us here on Business Live. And when you take a listen to Dr. Esiame's comments suggesting a proactive approach to managing the cedi, right? But what are the potential risks associated with this approach, and how can the Bank of Ghana balance intervention with market forces, you would say?
All right. Thank you very much, Pius. It's good that the bank is taking these steps to ensure that we ignite growth in the economy. But this can only be achieved when we are consistent with our current projections and consistent with fiscal discipline. Moving forward, we need to ensure that the market is more stable, because the market is very fluent when it comes to volatility. And once it is fluent when it comes to volatility, we need to ensure that we maintain the fiscal discipline that we have. My fear is that we would enter into situations where politicians will no longer look at value for money, and therefore they will decide to do things on their own. Going forward, we also need to ensure that the current policies in terms of mining companies trying to make sure that they pass their inflows through the financial system is also maintained.
Realistically, how do investors and businesses view the Bank of Ghana's approach by way of intervention, and are there concerns about the potential impact on market confidence or business or basically investment decisions, you think?
Yeah, so when you listen to investors, they have concerns about the release of funds from their accounts to their foreign partners. And Bank of Ghana also is making sure that they do the right thing, that the invoices that are presented are authentic, the goods that are coming into the country are really on board a ship before payment is done. This balance that we are having, some investors have the view that, yes, it is a good thing for the Bank of Ghana to do this to bring some level of confidence in the country. We have seen the domestic debt exchange, the inflation rate that has plugged the country into chaotic situation where prices were changing almost every day. But we have seen those things coming down and being stable over time. The foreign exchange market is stable. Once the banks are now the ones who are controlling the market, the funds that are pushed in, they are not taking all of them. That means that there is some level of stability in the market and investor confidence is coming up. And if you look at the truths that have been heard by the President of the Republic of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama, and then the visits that we have had over time, and then the public outcry in terms of external donors that are saying that, yes, it's a place that they are supposed to come, and more investments that are coming into the country. That shows that there is more public confidence in whatever that is happening in the country. And we only hope that our leaders will maintain this momentum and not just a one-day wonder that they will be performing.
Maybe let me follow up with that on that as well. What are your projections for the cedi's performance, and what steps can be taken by the central bank to ensure continued stability and support for Ghana's economic development?
Yeah, so I foresee the cedi being stabilized for some time. It has been fluctuating, but looking at the strong monetary policy that has been instituted, the fiscal discipline that we are witnessing, we hope that the cedi will continue to be stronger when we're going forward. Everybody in the market, especially when the Bank of Ghana governor mentioned the remittances have dropped because of the appreciation of the cedi that we have in time, will only have to draw us to the point that the market players must understand the market. When our cedi is stable, our economy grows. And when our economy grows, jobs are created. Inflation is coming down, policy rate is coming down. Businesses, men and women, youth will have money to start their own businesses and create the needed employment that we have in the country. And we're hoping that once these things are happening and they are going on, more will come in the future.
In the same vein, the finance minister also reaffirmed government's commitment to fiscal discipline, stating that Ghana's economic recovery remains on track. So far, how would you assess government's fiscal discipline when the finance minister talks about it?
All right. They are still enjoying the honeymoon. They've played a good role in ensuring that they do not spend unnecessarily. We just hope that they will continue to maintain this, close the revenue leakages that are happening in the system. The tax reforms that they told us that they are going to implement, we're hoping that in November, when they read the next budget, that these tax reforms will come on board so that we mobilize enough tax revenue in the country. In terms of gold board that is working and mobilizing gold, the environment is being destroyed. We also hope that they will tackle that destruction that we are having in the environment. Otherwise, we will come back to zero. Because once we destroy the environment, we destroy our forest reserves, our water bodies. Life is what we are destroying. And we would come back in spending more money in solving some of these issues in the country. And so I hope the finance minister will stick and the government will stick to their words. We've turned around the corner and turning around the corner has turned to something else for everybody, and it was an agony for us. And so we don't want to go back to these same situations in the future.
Very well. Thank you so much, Senior Finance Lecturer at the University of Cape Coast, Dr. Seriam Kawo. Always a delight speaking to you here on Business Live. And you're still watching the program. We are back with more. Please stay. Hello, welcome back to Business Live. The Insurance Brokers Association of Ghana, IBAG, is intensifying efforts to improve public understanding of insurance through a nationwide awareness campaign. The move is designed to educate Ghanaians on the crucial role brokers play in protecting the interests of policyholders. Here's more.
The 5th of October has been set aside by the Insurance Brokers Association of Ghana to raise awareness about the relevance of insurance brokers and the value of insurance in securing the future of individuals and businesses. President of IBAG, Shaibu Ali, says many Ghanaians still underestimate the importance of insurance, even though it serves as a vital financial safety net.
So IBAG decided a couple of years back to go out there to the public and let them know what insurance broking is all about. Because over time we realized that people in Ghana knew so much about insurance companies but knew very little about insurance broking. That's why we instituted the month of October as a month within which we'd have a lot of interaction, media interactions, to let people know what broking is about. That simply is it. It's a lot more convenient for you as a consumer of insurance to do whatever interaction or transaction you want to do on insurance through the services of a broker. Because a broker is also an insurance professional, just like the insurance company. The broker sat in the same classroom with the insurance underwriters. And so whatever that the underwriters know, the broker equally knows it. So when the broker is leading you as a client to purchase an insurance, he leads you with a lot of knowledge.
He also emphasized the need for the public to comply with compulsory insurance policy, which are designed to protect lives and property.
Using the service of a broker does not cost the client anything more. It doesn't cost you 1 Ghana cedi more or 1 Ghana peso more. Rather, you can get to do a lot of savings because the broker would know where to get a cheaper product for you from.
Thanks so much for being part of Business Life. I am Pius Kojo Baka. Beyond the Numbers is next.